We have come to the part four of mastering male energy, and I would say this is one of the most important episode: presence versus performance in relationships. And from episode one, we go in depth about rebuilding from the energy, the lust. And episode two, we talk about the how do we lead this desire, and eventually episode three, this energy, how are we going to put it into wealth creation, and all these combined, it is important to go into the foundation of what powers of alignment is all about, which is the relationship. And this presence versus performance relationship, a lot of men, they usually struggle. And what do men usually struggle with? It's not about connection with people. It is about performance. Performance means what? Always thinking, am I saying the right thing at the right time? Am I doing this right thing to get the acknowledgement and approval? And how can I be a better man in the eyes of someone or someone else? But somehow when this performance were achieved, the men get the response that they want. They still feel disconnected. Then the question is, are you performing or are you being real? So the core frame of identity here is this. Performance means we want to do something to get an applause or to be accepted. And being authentic means the powers of presence over here is all about being without needing to prove anything. One performance seeks validation, the other one creates true connection. And what does performance look like? So there'll be boys and men out there sometimes. Hey, what should I say to her in order to get her to respond? When is the right time for her for me to send that text? Or these clients, is there something that I didn't say to touch them, to let them approve of me? And what more can I continuously give under the performance? Is there anything that I need to fix for them? And maybe the presentation I'm exhibiting is not good enough. The way I dress, maybe I need to change my presentation and image to have a different outcome. And I will wait for the response or the reaction of someone else for me to decide what I should do. And the root cause of this behavior is this: disconnected and not being enough. And when we go into true presence, how does true presence really feels like? It is grounded and calm. We can listen without needing to rescue or fix. There would be opportunities to have permission to be completely honest without over explaining ourselves. Silence can be the best form of connection. And the best is towards stability, regardless of the response. So when a man practice alignment, powers of present, there's a genuine self-trust of one's own action and intention. So if we go back into performance, why performance fails? Because at some point, there's applause and validation and response that we want. It feels good, but somehow the man will continue to feed on the feeling good. But it is not sustainable because every time we need to get this response in order to feel good, in order to be okay. And even when there's a response, but somehow the connection might not be there. It is like an attraction. I like the idea of this action and these words that he said that was being facilitated, but somehow it's not real. That person may be reacting from a response or from an action, and I may be performing from an action to get a response, but there's no connection between both being, because it is more of the person appreciating the effort, but not the truth. So why does true presence really attracts? Because when we open up and show up, there's no pressure, no chasing, and no neediness. When I am able to share, as I am able to share with you openly and honestly, I'm also creating the space for you to do the same. And whether you want it or not, it is not for me to decide because I can only create the space for you by first me being showing up. And I'm not here trying to make you do the same with me. Then that would be more into the performance again. You need to match me. But I'm choosing to be here. And I choose and take ownership to be open with my energy and emotions. And I'm creating this space for you to be too. An invitation rather than an elicitation. And this is the part where a lot of men get stuck. It's like the more effort I put in, there's a response, there's love. Or when I do a lot of things for you, you should see that I care. But all these efforts without presence over time, they are not sustainable because they are just fueled by desire. And that moment, they are just emptiness. So the critical shift here is this: we can practice and stop asking ourselves, what should I do? Versus how present am I right now? Because when the fire rises, when the earth rises, there will be a need to perform because we want to have an outlet. But that performance can be an intention of channeling energy versus trying to get a response in order to feed that energy. So, two very different things. So supposingly I go to the gym because I have a lot of energy, but somehow I'm very attached to the outcome of when I do this, I want to impress. I take pictures at the gym. I want to make sure that my body immediately becomes a certain way. And I may be feeling disappointed as a result of channeling that energy. Because then again, hey, where is the instant gratification as a result of going to the gym? I can't see my six packs. But versus I am in that space of being present. I am aware that I'm channeling my energy here, and this itself is the experience of the journey. So whenever there's an interaction with, okay, let's not go in depth with the relationship with ourselves, which can be a very in-depth topic, but more of the relationship with others. So for example, when we are having conversations or trying to build a genuine connection with someone else, do I have a, let's say, do I have a need to impress them? Whenever they share something that they share their challenges, do I have a need to want to fix? Or probably when I finish my conversation or I'm trying to state a point as I wait, am I trying to get a reaction or response? So if this is yes, there could be a space of coming from performance, and it could be mixed, huh? It could be mixed, a mixed frame that's coming from. So if I'm truly calm listening and I feel myself I'm okay even if there's no reaction or response to what I want, hmm, I can reward myself with yes, I'm fully present. Okay. And of course, that's not the response I want to get to see myself to give the reward. So it can be just an awareness that, okay, this is where I am. Because don't force it. Okay. As we practice this powers alignment, it's not about forcing it. The more we force it, the more the energy is not genuinely transmitted. It is more like using willpower to become an idealized version of who I need to become, rather than being in that practice of aligning myself as a POA man. So for your partner out there, with your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, it's very important whenever there's this interaction, there's this communication. Do we want to do more to get response? Sitting there waiting for appreciation, good job, and probably offered something and probably she didn't like. And notice that reaction itself. Or we could practice presence without having a scoreboard to tick. And even when she's not feeling well, she's feeling distant and cold, Do I make it about myself, or can I continue to hold space? And not everything, unfortunately, in life, we are not the center of everything. When things happen on the outside, it's not necessarily us that have to fix, or as a result of us making that happen. And we can have a choice to choose to stay in groundedness and in presence, because connection will grow when we are in the consistency of presence. And as we shift from a boy, perform to be like, as a man, performs to get respect, and as a POA man, we stay present and we love ourselves more, regardless. And this is beautiful because when we realize we don't have to carry the world, to build strong relationship by doing more, we build connection by being real and allowing our energy to be a reminder of constantly being real. Because presence may be less when we create or when we build attraction more with the need to perform. But somehow, when we just allow ourselves to sit in the powers of presence, less is actually more. And I'll see you for our next series.